I am now going to be working on 3 examples with you. I want you to circle number 7, I want you to circle number 8, and I want you to circle number 14. So this is that second half of the notes that we just took, but I'm going to do 7, 8, and 14 with you together. Okay, so we're going to combine like terms, and we're going to distribute. This top practice just practiced distributing. Now we're going to do both. So it says to simplify each expression. Remember, there's no equal sign, so that's what this is. This is an expression. Simplifying also means to combine like terms. What I like to do is I like to circle all the terms that can be combined. So I have a negative 11f. I have a negative f, because remember, the sign in front of the term is connected. I have a positive 13f. Okay, and then I also have a positive 6 that can combine with a positive 4, as well as a negative 9. Let's start with my variables, my terms that have variables. Negative 11f plus a negative f. So we're combining. Combine means to add. So I have a negative 11f and I'm adding a negative f. What imaginary number is between this negative sign and this f? That imaginary number is an imaginary 1. So I have negative 11f plus negative 1f, which gets me a negative 12f, because negative 11 plus negative 1 gets me negative 12. So I have negative 12f. Switch back. So those two added together is a negative 12f. But I also am combining my positive 13f. Negative 12f plus a positive 13f. Well, let's think about our negatives, our integers. I have a negative plus a positive, so what am I actually doing? I am actually subtracting. What's 13 minus 12? Well, that's 1. And we don't need to write 1f, just like they didn't put the 1f up there, we had to add it. So I am just going to say f. So this is where I'm going to start my final answer right there. I'm done with my terms with variables. Now I'm going to combine my terms that don't have variables. 6 plus 4. Positive 6 plus positive 4 equals 10. And then I'm going to combine 10 plus a negative 9, or 10 minus 9, which gets me a 1. So f plus 1 is my final answer. Now number 2. We have constants, which don't have variables. I have a variable that is x squared, and I also have a variable that is just x. As we learned yesterday, my x squared and my x are not like terms. So for this example, we have 3 different things that we are going to combine. So the first thing I'm going to combine are my x squareds. So I have a positive 8x squared, and I have a positive 7x squared. That's all I have. So 8 plus 7, because I'm just combining the coefficient, the first term, 8 plus 7 is 15. So I have 15x squared. Now I'm going to move on to my x's. I have a negative x, or a negative 1x, remember, and I have a positive 2x. So if I have negative x plus positive 2x, so negative 1x plus a 2x, I actually subtract because they're different signs, and 2 minus 1 is 1. Now remember, I'm not going to put 1x. Oops, sorry, that's not supposed to be that. I'm not going to put 1x, I'm just going to put x. So I'm going to add an x. Now the last one I have are my constants. I have a negative 3 and a positive 8. Negative 3 plus positive 8 equals a positive 5. That is my final answer. And my last one, number 14. This one has a distributive property in it. I am going to first change my subtraction sign to addition so that my 8 is still a negative 8. So negative 8 times b, negative 8 times 3. So I'm going to rewrite this as 21. Negative 8 times b is a negative 8. B, negative 8b. Negative 8 times 3 is a negative 24. And then I have my negative 3b, or my minus 3b. Okay, let's start with my b's. I have a negative 8b, and I can add to it a negative 3b. So I have 8 negatives, and I'm adding 3 more negatives. So I have 11 negative b's. Excellent. Now I can do my constants. I have a positive 21, and I'm adding a negative 24. Positive 21 plus a negative 24. So I'm going to add them together. 21 plus negative 24, they're different signs, positive and negative, so I'm actually going to subtract. 24 minus 21 gets me 3. Which number is bigger? 24 is bigger, and that's a negative, so my answer needs to be negative. My final answer is a negative 11b. So, when you move on, when you're done with those 3 examples with me, I want you to work on so you're going to work on number 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you have 7 left to do on your own. After you're done with those 7, hit the next button and you'll be able to check your work.